Hey guys, so I know it's really late right now. I know I sound tired. It's about 1:12 a.m. right now on Sunday. But I came across this article about keto rash, and it was a study for 50 Koreans. So, as I told you guys in a previous stream, Asian women are more susceptible to the keto rash for whatever reason. And yeah, so this was a study done back in 2012, Journal of Dermatology, and this happened in 1971. Kind of crazy, right? I was thinking to myself like, geez, 1971. I thought keto was pretty recent. So this image is keto rash. It is terrible. I have a little bit on my back. I have some on my chest, and then I also have some on my torso. It is fading. It's still itchy underneath my skin, but it's I feel like it's getting less and less. However, I am upping my carb intake um, a lot more than before. I just really want my life back. So I want to be able to wear clothes that is not 100% cotton, that isn't 100% linen. Right now, my clothing is very limited, at least for my shirts. I don't have any problem with the bottoms, but the freaking shirts has to be cotton. So this one, right? They said out of the 50 Koreans, 36 out of 50 were female, and then they found out for the keto, the keto rash, median age 22.3 years old, and this happened more frequently in the spring and summer. Now, I have had more of a flare up um, now versus in the winter. So I started having skin issues around like November ish. But during this time, I've also locked down more on my diet. I thought, well, maybe I'm having some sort of allergen. Let me try to cut things out of my diet. What happened is inevitably I started going down lower and lower keto, and yeah. And then when I found out about the keto rash, I was like, gosh, let me try and up my carbs. So that's what I've been doing the last couple days or so. So out of the 50 people, right, they said that 22 of them reported severe itching. I had itching that was really bad. I had to actually put a band-aid on my freaking arm. And then I found out later on, well, I'm allergic to the freaking adhesive. Yeah, so some of you guys thought, "Oh, Erica, maybe you're not reacting to the adhesive, maybe it's something else." Well, I haven't had the band-aid on for about 2 days. The little outer bumps are going down. So my skin looks happier. I really believe it was adhesive. It's most commonly on the back and the chest. 21 out of the 50 had the rash on the neck. 5 of them had it on their extremities. So, did I have rash on my arms? I don't know. It seems like it's getting lighter in color, but we will see what happens in about a week. I think it's looking better and better and better. What do you think? Does it look like it's getting lighter? Okay, Louis can't tell. Um, So let's see over here. So the first thing you do is get the itchy red bumps, and then some of them contain fluid inside of them. This lasts for about a week. Then you have darker bumps, and then you have early lesions on top of late lesions. You see how it gets bigger. um, so so 2 patients had this. 2 patients had metal allergies. Look at this. 17 reported rash after diet change. 8 who reported weight loss. It included low carbohydrate diet and the predominant intake of boiled eggs, which is, as you guys know, I was eating boiled eggs, sweet potato, and cucumber. And it stopped when all 17 patients stopped their low carbohydrate diets. And in 5 of these patients, when the rash reoccurred when they restarted their diet. So there is, how would I say this? Yeah, so there is a good chance, right? It's like if if you had 17 people stop their low carbohydrates when they went back to being low carbohydrate, less than what was it? I don't know. Let me think. 30%? Yeah, 30% of them had the rash reoccur, and that's what I'm deathly afraid of. Like I lost so much freaking. I feel like I lost so much time in my life because of freaking itching, and racking my brain out trying to figure out what it was. And look at that. 5 reported the rash with mechanical irritation from bandages, clothing, and body scrubbing. That's me. Um, yeah, I can't wear anything but 100% cotton or linen. Someone recommended wearing silk. Yeah, I'm going to start wearing silk too. I have a few shirts inside of the closet. 2 reported emotional stress. There's no way around it. If you are itching, you are going to have freaking stress. Um, three Porsche, 3 patients reported the rash after sweating from exercise or hot weather. So I haven't really been working out too much in terms of lifting weights because when it's on my arm, right? If the skin on my arm is not healthy, if I'm lifting weights, the skin. I don't want to be graphic, but it feels like it's cracking, and you don't want that. So I haven't been lifting weights because of my freaking arm. And yeah, they say that when you exercise, it can cause irritation, and I don't want it to get even itchier on my chest. Um, and what over here? Look at this. Blood ketones in 3 patients were normal. Urine ketones were positive in 7 subjects. 4 of these patients had a history of dietary change. We presume it's a ketogenic diet, and then the remaining 3, no. So what they did is they put these people on antibiotics, right? Now this was really interesting to me because I know that some people in my chat have been saying, I think it was an anonymous individual said, well, maybe, and I might be remembering wrong, it's like, well, why don't you just go on an antibiotic, right? It's antifungal. Well, here's the thing, right? So they said, right, it actually ended up being they said that the authors referred specifically to the anti-inflammatory effects of the antibiotics rather than the antimicrobial. So the things that seem to work is the stuff that kind of lessen down the inflammation response. Now here's the kicker, right? Antibiotics did not prevent rash recurrence. So people are saying, well, if that's not the case, then that means ketones are causing inflammation. Oh, in some people, including myself, it seems to be, because, yeah, the inflammation in here, oh my gosh. Right? So here we go. If the cause of the rash is from some sort of underlying inflammation, from what we still don't know, and this inflammation responds to anti-inflammatory effects of the antibiotic, then it would make sense that the rash would reoccur because the underlying cause of the inflammation was never addressed. So just going on an antibiotic, right, is not going to stop keto rash. You have to stop whatever the inflammation is. And again, if the ketones is causing inflammation, you have to get off of keto. So this thing, right? So the idea that ketones can actually cause inflammation is something that people have to talk about. So look, in 3 patients who had no treatment, this rash simply went away after a few weeks. Like three out of what, 50? 3 out of 50? And then this person said I guess the author, right? They waited out for almost 8 weeks. It's 2 months, and the rash was still there. So what they ended up doing is they had to eat a lot of carbs, and that's when the rash started fading. So I am eating a lot of carbs. I'm eating chips, I'm eating oatmeal cookies, I'm eating, dates, I'm eating rice cakes. I'm intentionally eating a lot of carbs because I want this freaking thing to go away. And yeah, see this? So if you have keto rash, my suggestion is up your carbs. For me, I could have tried to upgrade. I could have upped the carbs maybe up to 60 or try 90 and hold it there. But yeah, I kicked myself way out of ketosis because of this, because I was like, this is really no way for anybody to live. So just wanted to share that with you guys. I think it's important to share, right? People always think about ketones being a good thing, but what if ketones cause inflammation within you? And what if that's what's causing the freaking keto rash, and you can't do ketosis? I mean, you can't do keto without getting the rash. And this stuff, I know I've said it to you guys many, many times. I cannot stress how itchy this stuff is. Just imagine it's like whatever you put on, your chest just feels like it got bit by a bunch of mosquitoes. It's really terrible. It is really terrible. So yeah, I find myself like scratching my back every so often, just like a little. I'm like, oh, frick, it's a little itchy. But yeah, the downside is like my bra is not made out of 100% cotton, so it irritates me a little. My bra. Um, yeah. So no, no. It's not a severe infection. Like I look at my arm, it looks so much better. Oh, it's like a lot of the redness is gone. So yeah, yeah. I've been eating. I start my day off with freaking rice cakes. Yeah. So all this stuff. Just if you guys go on keto and you start feeling itchy, remember you have a crossroads. You can either hold and see if it goes away, but for in my case, I just didn't want to do it. And I hear about some people having keto rash for like a couple months, and they say, they've had it for 5 months and counting, and they're hoping that it goes away. I'm like, oh, for frick's sake. I can't imagine going through this itchiness for 8 weeks. It just, it's like, I don't want to have a diet where it's like I can't do a lot of the things, right? I can't wear a lot of stuff. Um, it's like I always have to think about like scratching and all this stuff. So I know I'm sounding a little incoherent right now because it's 1:24 a.m. But just wanted to share that with you guys. And again, if you are Asian, you are going to be more susceptible to keto rash, according to what I've been reading. And maybe that's why not. I don't see too many Asians on keto. Maybe that's the reason why. I do strongly believe in keto. I think it's, I feel so much better going on keto rather than being on this freaking diet I am now, which is high carb. But yeah, I guess I just gotta find a balance. I'm hoping that I figure out what amount of carbs I can eat to avoid keto rash, and maybe I'm not on ketosis, but at least I'm lower carb, so I feel more on point. Cause I really want to like lose some padding. I'm not gaining like weight, but I feel like I'm getting softer because I'm not exercising and I'm eating more carbs and I feel more padded, but yeah, I feel like I have a padding of fat on me. But if you see me, you won't really notice it. You'd be like, okay, maybe she looks a little bit more, but it's not noticeable. But I can feel like when I walk or like throughout the day, I just feel less solid, for lack of a better description. Yeah, so I'm gonna brush my teeth and go to sleep, you guys. I will talk to you guys later. I know this is probably one of my shorter streams. A link is in the description if you guys want to look at it. And yeah, very, very eye-opening stuff to me. So if you are on keto, don't think that an antibiotic will just clear up it for sure. It might not. You might just have to really get out of freaking keto and up your carbs.